Today I'll be installing the plug-and-play BeatSonic amplifier into the factory system to increase the output of the JBL speakers. The system isn't bad currently, but I would like to have a little more bass and just a little more volume. So this is a 4-channel 45 watt by 4 amplifier, and it's plug and play. If you've ever installed an amp into a car, sometimes tracking wires through, and if you've seen some of my other videos, fishing wires through firewalls and such can be a pain. This one is just plug and play. This is the amp and this is the wiring harness. It's a very simple installation. Should only take about 15 or 20 minutes. So sit back and watch, and I'll install this into my truck and give you my feedback. To get started, there's a couple different ways of doing this. There is the process of removing the whole stereo, which still involves the same steps that I'm going to do first. So I'm going to try to do this without removing the stereo, and I'm told you can, so let's go ahead and try. So the first thing to do is to pull this guy out of the way. It just comes out like this. And I think it might be easier if I go to the other side. Then I won't have a steering wheel in my way. So let's give that a shot. All right, so the side of the unit that we're going to be working on is on the passenger side. So what we need to do is remove these two units, these two guys here on the top, so that we can get down below and access the harnesses below that. There we go. So it's a simple squeeze here on the top. You can see, just squeeze to get that detent there out of the way. Then we'll want to get the next two units underneath that. So let's get these guys out of the way. Move some of this wiring out so that we're only looking at the two that we need to get at, which are right below it. There's a black one and a white one. Okay, you may find that using a small flat blade screwdriver to help press down on the tab while you pull it out may be the easiest way to get this one out and the one next to it. There we go. There. So now I have both wires unplugged and away from the head unit there. So now you can take your wiring harness that is included. We'll take this sticker off just to make it a little easier. So you will plug this one into the unit, and then your wiring harness into here for the white one, and same for the black one. You also have a grounding wire that you'll need to put in, but this makes it a little easier. So black one into the back of the male one into the back of the radio, then your existing wiring harness goes into this one. I'll get those plugged in, move on to the next step. Make sure you press it until it clicks. we go. Now the two harnesses are plugged into our, two existing harnesses are plugged into our two new harnesses. So now we'll plug those back into the stereo. Again, press until it clicks. Do the same for the other one. Before I do that, I'll make sure I get the grounding wire held out. Alright, so those two are in, and we'll plug these other two that were above it back in. There we go. Black one towards the center, brown one towards the outside. Next thing we need to do, the last thing, is attach the grounding wire. We can do it right under that guy right there. Okay, so for this, I just want to loosen this up. Just a little bit. Once you're able to get that underneath, go ahead and tighten it back up. Okay, now you're at the point where you can plug the harness into the back of the amplifier. And now we're ready to try this out to make sure that we have everything hooked up right. On the front, you will see there are some gains for the front and back. They're set at 50%. So what you'll want to do is turn your radio on, play some music with some bass, some trebles, go to like the higher medium high volume, and then if you want you can adjust the gains to get it a little louder, or maybe you need to decrease it a little bit. If you start getting distortion, go one way or the other, but from the factory they're set at 50-50. So now I'm ready to give it a shot. Okay, once I went through and made my adjustments, you can maybe see the gains there. I turned them up. I would say the front gain is at probably 2 o'clock and the rear gain is at maybe 230. So I turned the back up just a little higher than I did the front. So the next thing I'm going to do is get this located inside where it's going to live before I install the final little stickies on it. I just want to do a test fit before I do that. Okay, so I'm going to do just a test fit here. Make sure that this is all going to fit. So it definitely does fit back up there in that shelf very nicely, which would be just to the left of this speaker. It would sit like right under here. So that is where I'm going to put the sticky back on it. and put it in its final home. Just peel and stick. Put it on there. I'll make sure I get it. And just peel and stick it on there. There we go. There's one. We'll do the second one here at the other end. And now one of the things they do give you, in case you're like me and don't like rattles, they provide some of this foam. I believe I'm going to stick it over the top of this thing like that. That will keep it from rattling. They give you 2 strips. So that you could probably go like this if you really wanted to. I think that might be overkill. I'm just going to do one in the middle. That should prevent this from having any rattles when I have it installed in its final location. So I will do that. I'll get this put on, and then be sure you peel this off before you stick it back in the final place where it's going to rest. All right, there it is in its final resting place under the central speaker. And it literally, with me filming, I was able to get this put together in under an hour. And if you've ever had to put in an amplifier in a car, you can usually guess it's going to take the better part of the morning or an afternoon. So to get this done in less than an hour is incredible. The improvement to the system, it's noteworthy. So I would recommend it if you're looking to update your JBL system or the other system. It does work on both systems in the Toyota Tundra. This particular model is a 2025, so it works on all 3rd gen Tundras. I will give you the model number in the description. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Tundra content.